Hello everybody and welcome back to the 2024 Formula 1 Esports Gibraltar World Championship. Today it's going to be a bit different than the last few weeks. I will be commentating this alone, but nonetheless we're still going to have a very intense race ahead of us. Currently we are now in Imola, the penultimate race of this racing season. This is really where it gets down to the crunching time, and with shocker revelation we found out that Vutegi, the season leader and current world champion leader, is not going to be attending this race. Right now, this makes it a prime opportunity for Laggy and Perry. If we look now just at the standings really quickly, we will see that Vutegi is currently at the top with 114 points. Laggy just behind. Thankfully, with his win last race in Miami, he's now on 107. He's breathing down the neck of Vutegi. And since Vutegi's not here, it can really mean that Laggy will take the first place. But this also means that Perry is getting pushed up and can even win now. Perry is currently at 94 points, but if he wins, he can still win at Monaco. And this means this championship does come down to the final race. This is going to be fantastic. And actually, now as I am talking, we're going to be racing here with Rambo, as he was the first one out of the pits and first one to be setting his fastest lap. Although it does seem he's using a lot of ERS consumption. I don't think it's going to be a very good thing for him in this race. But currently, this is going to be a great race. Sadly, once again, my commentator is not next to me, but we're still going to be in for some action-packed racing. I know he's watching this at home, so everyone in the chat, if we could say hi to Julian, the commentator, we're watching, and we're going to be in for an amazing day of racing. Now, I just want to say here, if you are in the chat, get active. Start saying your drivers of the day ahead of time. Get on it early. We're in Q1. This is where everything shows out. Who's going to win? What do you think? Who's going to get the fastest time in this race? And speaking of, Rambo with a 1:17.6. A really good lap time for the first lap going out. A great driver in Rambo is what we've seen in the past few races. And let's just say, the drivers in this race, Rambo, Wilson, Perry. Oh, and sorry, just to make that, K Muscat set a 1:19. The great lap from K Muscat. 2 seconds off of Rambo, though. That is not exactly ideal from what you want to see. But we're going to be going in now with Perry. Here we see Perry now going down into the main straight, down into the last few sets of corners. He is on his outlap. He is. And he set a faster Sector 1 and Sector 2. So now we're going to be following with Perry on this lap. Will he be able to set the fastest Sector 3 and getting that top spot, that pole position? Are we going to be seeing it as he comes around the last corner into the main pit straight? He gets a little bit scredy, but he stays and he invalidates his lap. But Shane with a 1:16.8. Perry invalidated his lap going into the gravel trap there. And I'm sure that would have been the fastest lap. That is not what you want to see if you are Perry right now. But really quickly, what we're seeing here is now everyone is out on their outlap. Shane currently in P1, Rambo P2, K Muscat in P3. But we're going to be going into Wilson, currently going around some of the, where we are saying now is corner 9, if I'm not wrong. He's absolutely blazing on the track right now, but his lap was invalidated as well. This is from what we're seeing currently. This track is not forgiving when it comes to track limitation. So we might be seeing a lot of racers getting their elbows out, getting those time penalties, getting even in laps invalidated. But now we're going to be following here Laggy as well. If we see him here, he's going around one of the hairpins on the track. He's on his out lap, or is he on his full lap? His lap's also been invalidated. Everyone is getting their laps invalidated currently. But now we're going to be calling here with Jumba. Jumba with I think today he's going to do a shocker for us. That's what I'm assuming. And he gets an invalid lap. A lot of these drivers they're trying to get as much as they can out of these cars. So they're just pushing these cars to the limits, making these cars go over those white lines on the side of the track that give you these penalties. What we want to see least of this race is, once again, if Julian was here, we would be joking about it, is the pace car. I won't be saying that word. Don't want to curse this race, because last race, we did see quite a bit of action. And now we're going to be following with Perry on his outlap. He's going to be doing a great lap. And Bone with a magnificent 1:18.1, pushing K Muscat down into P5 and projecting him up to P4. That is fantastic driving from Bone. What you love to see from these drivers. But we're going to be following with Perry, as I have said. He's already used quite a lot of ERS consumption. He's not even out of Sector 1. But he's keeping it clean, he's keeping it in the white lines is what we can ask for him. As he goes around the hairpin on corner 7. Corner 7 now, coming out of it, shooting it. A lovely turn in there. We can see him do absolutely pedal to the metal. 6% ERS left. He's taking his corners, leaving nothing out, and he nearly gets out of the lines just there. He nearly got a lap invalidated, but he's keeping it in there. These last few sets of corners as well, you can see the car struggles so much through there to stay on the track, but he keeps it planted. And now into here with the chicane, you can see him, look at that, lovely. Perfect execution there from Perry. An amazing driver. It's what you expect from a driver of this class. And we do know Perry has a lot more heart in this race, knowing that he can win this championship now because of Vutaji missing this race. That I still can't believe happened. And it seems it. Perry's coming around the last corner. What's he going to set? Borrello with a 16.3. But Perry, he takes it from him instantly, getting a 16.2, pushing Borrell down in a P2. That is intense. And if we go now into Laggy, Laggy's around the last corner as well. Is he going to be setting the fastest lap as well? What is he going to be doing? Is he going to be pushing Perry, pushing Borrell? And what we're going to see is Laggy pushes Perry out and puts a 1:59, absolutely demolishing Perry's lap time. Laggy responded almost instantaneously to Perry's lap time there. That is sensational from what we're seeing. A 15.9, 16.2, 16.3. That are the times that separate the top 3 drivers in this race. And it's only 10 minutes left until qualifying is finished. So really anything can happen. What I'm going to be doing now is following with Elite, a driver that has a lot of promise. Sadly, he does make a lot of mistakes in the race, as we saw last time in Miami. He did scrounge for some good points last time though, because currently, if I look at the standings now, we can see he's at 40 points. He's 40 points. He's currently 6th in the championship. Still a pretty good place. Will he be able to claw back and get into maybe 5th or 4th in the championship? It's completely possible. Anything's up for grabs right now. But what we are going to be focusing on today mainly is the top 3. Well, currently, actually, it's only going to be the top 2 since Vujic is not here. I still can't believe that is something that I'm saying. It is absolutely spectacular to see. But nearly everyone's saying the lap time. Jumba is still not set a lap time. He's in the pits. I'm assuming he might have gone into a gravel trap, or maybe he just didn't feel like that tyre compound he was on wasn't for him. But we actually, well, just noticed now is Elite did invalidate his lap, and he's going into the pits as well. That is strange from Elite. He's not even set a lap time. We're going to be following now Bone as well, though. I just want to say this is going to be a very action-packed race, because now the drivers know, since it is the penultimate race, they need to really claw in as many points as they can. You can't make the same mistakes they were making at the start in Bahrain or in Saudi Arabia. This is where they have to lock in. They have to make sure they are on their A game and that their car is on the A game. They don't want to have any damage, because we saw a lot of that in Miami. We saw a lot. And exactly, I would just like to say, Urko, a regular in these sessions, he won't be attending. We found out he has got a broken leg, so if anyone in the chat can give him some support, speedy recovery to that driver. An amazing driver that gives us a great amount of show in this race. It's a shame he won't be here, but he will most likely be here, hopefully for Monaco, and if not, hopefully the new league. We'll definitely be seeing more Urko in the future. That is for certain. But now, look, if I'm gonna be totally honest with you, Laggy with a 59 really has just put a stick in the mud for Perry and Borrell. But we do know Laggy, especially from last week, he had an absolute blazer of a lap. He set the fastest time in Miami. I think no one even got close to him. So the fact that he's already setting a fast time, and that was his first proper lap out, it really puts his name out there into the driver that's going to win this championship. Now, it is just a shame that we're not going to see Vutaji's response to this, but I am assuming wherever Vutaji is currently, he is absolutely seething. He might be watching the stream, and if he is, just get ready. Monaco is going to be crunch time, and I can't wait to see the points from this. This is going to be beautiful. As we go into P4 now with Shane as well. Shane had set the fastest time, first fastest time of the 16.8. Honestly, a pretty fast time considering the top 3 are spared by maybe a second. It's less than a second, more than a second to Laggy. Although Shane, we do know is a very competent driver, has set pole positions in the past, and I think we will be seeing quite a lot from him this race. But honestly, I think what my driver I'm going to see a lot from today is Perry. Because now that Perry knows, because currently Perry is 3rd in the championship with 94 points to his name. We're going to see Laggy with 107 and Vutaji with 114. Now, Perry knows if he wins this race and wins Monaco, he can win this championship. Although it also does depend on where Laggy finishes today. If Laggy, by some freak incident, does not finish this race, this is exactly what Perry wants to see. But once again, that's not a very common issue that we see from our top drivers. They normally keep it quite clean. Although, I will mention this again from last week, because last week was decently action-packed. We saw Vutaji a normal top 3 driver, finishing first in most of the races that we have seen. He finished P9, if I'm not wrong, in Miami. He crashed down the first lap and crashed out a few times. We saw a few incidents from him. We don't know what happened to him. I'm assuming just he got a little bit rusty, or he just got over in his head because he wasn't used to racing in the midfield. But we did see some mistakes. That is the thing. But now I would just like to mention, wherever Laggy finishes today really dictates it. Because if Perry doesn't finish this race for some reason, Laggy might run away with this championship. Although, even if Laggy does win, Vutaji can still win if he wins in Monaco, but Laggy doesn't finish. And Monaco, we do know, is a very infamous track when it comes to collisions and people DNFing. And sorry, I would just even like to interrupt myself. Shane set the fastest Sector 1 and Sector 2, if I'm not wrong. So we might be seeing the fastest lap from Shane right now. He's on the soft compound tyre, the quickest compound around this track. As he comes around the last set of corners, he's going down into the pitch straight. He's projecting it. He looks good. What's he going to be saying? And Shane sets a 16.4, quicker than his previous lap time. A very, very good lap, edging ever so closely to Borrell in P3. But as we're going to go into now P2, currently the driver that wants to win it the most, Perry, a very dedicated driver, a seasoned veteran in the sport, as we do know, comes around the last corner, putting it all down to the floor. What's he going to set? He sets a 15.5, pushing Laggy down into P2. Laggy in and out lap. Perry is now P1. This is what you want to see on a race like this. This is exactly what you want to see. Perry giving it to Laggy. Perry saying he's going to do this, he's going to win, and after all, he wants to win this championship once and for all. We know he can do it. It's something that we've seen done before from Perry. He sets an absolute blazing trail of laps. But will he be able to clutch this win and take home that World Championship trophy, which he honestly probably most likely will? And now, the top 3, all of them are out. 2, Laggy and Borrell on an out lap. Borrell actually starting his lap just now. But look at that. Laggy with a 15.9. We all thought that that was the fastest lap and not many people get close to that. But Perry absolutely blasted it with a 15.5. He demolished Laggy's lap time, and he's getting closer to the 14. Will we see a 14 flat from Perry or a 14.9? This just shows that no matter what happens in this race, anything can go down when it comes to qualifying. Because with 3 minutes left, not many people are going to have a lot of time to set their laps in this track. I know I'm excited for this race. The people at home should be excited. I know the drivers are definitely excited. I'd assume so. The drivers definitely have more nerves than me in the commentator box or even the people watching at home. But it just shows no one can tell what's going to happen. Because I did not expect Perry to set an absolute insane lap time. I hadn't even noticed he was about to finish his lap. Thankfully, I saw it at the last second. But with a 15.5, he's put an absolute spear through the heart of Laggy, especially his sportsmanship. And look at that, Borrell coming around the last hits of corners. A very competent driver, very quick. He's P3 currently. Will he push Laggy out? What's he going to set? And he puts a 15.9. Absolutely demolishes his previous lap time and pushes Laggy down into 3rd place with a 15.8. What a lap from Borrell. The top 3 all in the 15s. That is sensational driving. What I can't believe what I'm seeing today. 15.5, 15.8, 15.9. That's what separates these 3 drivers. Hundreds of seconds off of each other. Cars practically inches away from each other. This is fantastic racing. I'm excited. Like I said before, everyone should be excited currently. But I don't know how this is going to get any better. And Laggy, as I mentioned it, coming around the last corner into the pit straight. And what's he going to set? He sets a 16 flat. Not enough to push him into that 2nd place or 1st place position, but just enough to keep him in Q3. From what we're seeing, 2 minutes left onto the time in this qualifying session. But from what I see now, I don't think anyone can challenge Perry's lap time, as Perry goes into the pit with a very happy 15.5. I know he's excited for that. That's an absolute insane lap from Perry. But look, here's we follow here once again, Elite. Oh, going into the track. I think he's trying to become a lawnmower, and now he's in the gravel. Don't know what he's doing. He's collecting rocks. He might be looking at something he likes. But from every driver here, a common theme we are seeing is a lot of drivers going over those white dotted lines on the side of the track and getting those penalty points. or getting even worse, invalidated laps, which is not what you want to see in Q1, especially now with a minute 30. Ooh, and Rambo, we could just see the rear end of that car absolutely light on fire as he loses some traction, but he keeps it on the track, keeps it clean as he goes through. Is now going to be going into the sharpest chicane on this track. Look at this, the driving from every one of these drivers, no matter where they are on the grid, it just shows. No one should be discouraged, because the amount of finesse they need to keep these cars on track and not put it into a barrier or anything, it's insane. Because we're seeing Rambo, he lost control of the car, but he kept it on the track, kept it in the white dotted lines. As he comes around the last few corners, will he be contesting the top 3 for once? We're not going to be knowing. And he goes into the pits. That is strange. That is quite strange. What I think that's it. I think we might be seeing the end of qualifying, as Jumbas is going to be setting in his last lap from what we know, because 40 seconds left. He's not going to have enough time to go around again. What are we seeing? Bone is currently on a flying lap, so we might be seeing something from Bone. What we're going to see from Wilson as well. Wilson is also on a flying lap, and K Muscat is also on a flying lap. We're seeing the last few here, the last 4. They're going to be setting their final laps in this race. And look at that. Oh, Jumba just nearly gets some traffic in his way. That might have been Wilson or Rambo. I'm not too sure. No, it must have been Wilson. But whatever it was, hopefully it hasn't jeopardized Jumba's lap time, and it doesn't matter anyways. Invalidated lap time for Jumba. And Bone with a spin. That is such a shame from Bone, because we know he's a very quick driver, but a spin from Bone is not what you want to see. But we're going to be following with Wilson. Wilson currently P9 with a 17.5. Will he be able to? Nah, it doesn't seem like he will. Will he be saying it? Nope. And that's it. I don't think we're going to be seeing anyone put any more lap times. Bone is not going to be saying a quicker lap time, as he did spin. Bone is the last driver out on track that hasn't finished the lap. Although that is it for qualifying. Qualifying times have been set. The top 3 drivers are in their slots. A 15.5, 15.8, 15.9. Spectacular racing from these 3. This is going to be an action-packed race in Imola. I can't wait for it. We'll be catching you all now. I will be seeing you now. We're going to be catching you now with the formation lap, and the commentary will begin again. And welcome back. Now we are here on the race with the formation lap following these cars. This is going to be an insane day for racing. I know that for sure, especially with Perry and Laggy, because these two really are the ones that can win this competition. They can win this world championship, and I already know Vutaji is watching this from wherever he is, absolutely hoping these two drivers DNF to secure him that win. But I would just like to say for the Twitch chat, whoever's in here, get active and give us your driver of the day. Who do you think is going to win this? Who do you want to win this? Who do you think is going to surprise everyone? Just give in your opinion in the chat. We love to interact and we love to see everyone's points of view on this. But I can't wait for this race. I already know it's going to be intense. Because as we see Perry now, we're going to be following him on the cockpit view from around the last corner. He's on the medium compound tyre, so we're going to probably be seeing a medium hard change or a medium soft, which is probably not going to happen, although the mediums to the hards is most likely his strategy. As Perry slots into that first place spot, Borrell will be going into that second and Laggy into that third. Borrell will have the inside line off the straight, but Perry will have the inside line when it comes to the first corner of this track. I already know this is going to be hopefully not a messy start to this race, because we did see that in Miami. But let's see as the cars go, the lights go, and we're ready for these cars. And what we're going to be seeing, it's lights out, away we go, and it's the start of the Imola Grand Prix here in Imola. As we're going to be seeing these drivers, look at that, seeing Borrell already take the place. Borrell in P1, Laggy out. Where's Laggy? Perry's down in P4. Perry's had an incident, I'm assuming. But what an outturn from Perry, what a shock. Borrell P1, Laggy P2, Shane P3. Now, that just shows Perry's now in P3, immediately responding. He was pushed down into P4. Borrell just had that insane start. And what we're seeing is the pack, currently all compact, everyone together. Wilson making up 2 positions, pushing himself into P7. K Muscat, P2, another 2 positions made, and Bone in P9, sadly losing a position, but Jumba with the biggest upset today, currently losing 3 positions, pushing himself down into P10. What has happened with some of these drivers? We didn't see it on the cameras, although there must have been an issue as we see Perry lock up into that chicane. This is just the first lap, and we've already seen some positions being changed. Laggy into P2, Borrell into P1. Now, I would just like to grab your attention at this. With Perry being in P3, he knows now he needs to overtake Laggy. And what we're seeing is Perry is already up the rear end of Laggy. It does seem like this is Perry's track. As DRS is open, Laggy closes the door on Perry, not even giving him the second to think about going around the outside to switch it into the inside. But Perry is right behind him. We're going to be seeing some quick lap times from these boys up ahead in third. But look at them, the top 3, they are less than a second behind each other. Laggy overtakes Borrell into the hairpin. And what is Borrell going to do? Is he going to respond? I think that's exactly what's going to happen. As we see Borrell coming over the crest of this hill, right behind Laggy. But Borrell pushed back into Perry. Laggy goes over those white lines. I don't think there's going to be an incident, although we can see these drivers pushing each other ever so closely. Borrell upset by that, and it looks like Perry's going around the inside, and he's going to be going into the hairpin now. But what's going to be happening? Into the chicane, and Perry overtakes Borrell, pushing Borrell down into P3, Laggy in P1, and Perry in P2. Borrell has those 2 positions in the space of 1 lap. That is shocking to see, although Laggy is absolutely chuffed with that outcome, because he knows now, with the battle behind him, you're going to see some damage onto those tyres of Perry, but Laggy is running away with a 1:18.6 from Laggy, and that's a new blazer of a lap. He's going around down the main straight, but remember, Perry does have DRS, but so does Borrell. Borrell does look like he's going to respond. What are we going to see from Borrell? He doesn't. He backs off just enough time. He didn't see there was enough windows there to make a move, although I thought there was going to be something there. What a race. Only 3 laps in, and we're seeing these top 3 drivers, and it looks like Perry, what's he going to do? He tried going down the inside, but it just didn't work for him there. It just didn't work. That is such a shame to see. But Perry is only half a second off of the time for Laggy. We're going to be seeing him have DRS into the section. Mind you, there is only one DRS zone on this track, and that is from the pit straight down, I think, into corner 2, which is quite a long set of DRS, although this gives enough time for Laggy to try and make that distance of a second to Perry. But Perry does not look like he's moving anywhere. Perry is staying right behind him, stuck like super glue. He is not wanting to move anywhere. Perry sees the window he's going to have. Oh, and he locks up. He goes just a bit too hot into that corner. What happened there? Not too sure. But from what we're seeing, Borrell, Perry, and Laggy up the top 3 are having quite a heated battle. Look at this. With Perry 400 of a second off of Laggy, it does look like he's going to be making that move from what we see. But no, he's not going to have enough time. He's not going to have enough distance, although he has reeled in Laggy. Perry is already doing God's work against Laggy. As they go down now into corner 6. Now, you see them, look at these two. They're getting ever so close to each other. 400 a second. Borrell less than a second behind Perry. This is just sensational driving. Laggy's going to be putting on, I'm assuming, all his ERS to try and defend it for Perry. And Perry responds right back with some more ERS consumption. Look at them. Laggy just gets a little bit whimsy off that corner. Perry kept it straight as narrow, and it really just shows into this corner. Look at that. Perry is on the exhaust pipe of Laggy. Are we going to be seeing an overtake into the last few sets of corners? I think we will. I genuinely think we might be seeing an overtake here from Perry, which isn't a shock, as we have seen Perry have absolute amazing laps and amazing overtakes. We've seen him defend, we've seen him attack, we've seen him do everything this race. Oh, and is there an incident up ahead? I don't know. There was a yellow flag. I'm assuming that might have just been a UI error or someone has gone off a track. But we're going to be seeing Perry. He'll be getting DRS open. He has it open. Perry is looking down right straight at Laggy. Laggy leaves the inside open, and it does look like, oh, but he gets a bit so close. Perry goes in, overtakes Laggy, pushing him down in a P2. Perry gets that move done by the 5th lap, pushing Laggy into Borrell. Borrell is half a second away from Laggy. Is Laggy going to lose another position in this race? And a 3-second time penalty warning for Wilson. That is for track limits. That is just, it's what you can expect from a track like this. But wow, what an overtake from Perry. Perry did an absolutely fantastic overtake there onto Perry. Perry did an overtake on Laggy, sorry, pardon me. But that was insane to see. I definitely didn't expect that. I didn't expect that whatsoever. And as we see Bone overtake Elite, we're going to be following. We're going to stay with the top 3 because currently they are so close. I don't want to miss any action that's happening currently. But Borrell is just edging ever so slightly off of Perry's lap time. But that was spectacular. What an I'm shocked by that, because that was a beautiful overtaking there from Perry. But now, as we go down into the pit straight, Laggy will have DRS, and I'm pretty sure Borrell will too. Are we going to be seeing an overtake from Laggy? I think we might. He is so close to that rear end of Perry, and he does like nothing. He overtakes Perry, absolutely clinching back that first place position. He overtook him like he was standing still. There was nothing on the table for Perry to even defend with. Laggy overtook him so effortlessly with that ERS, that DRS, and he does it. And oh, an Elite with a 3-second time penalty. That's not what you want to see neither. We already have 2 drivers with 3-second time penalties. We don't want to see any more of this. Hopefully the drivers can keep it in these white lines. But look at the top 3. They've not lost each other even in the slightest. Everyone is still so close, no matter what. This is shocking. This is a great set of racing already. 6 laps in, and it's already this action-packed. And a 3-second time penalty for Rambo, as I just mentioned. We don't want to see any more of this, but we still will be seeing some penalties. It's human nature in this situation, isn't it? But wow. And we're already seeing Perry is already losing that time to Laggy. He's already more than a second, and I think... Okay, he's going to have DRS. He was less than a second into the DRS detection zone. Thankfully, we're going to be seeing maybe another overtake, or either way, if it's not an overtake, it's going to be Perry getting ever so closer to Laggy. What an absolute set of laps. 32 laps we have of this, remind you, everyone at home, 32 laps. Sit down, make your coffees, make your teas, whatever you want to drink, get your food, have an absolute spectacular meal with what this race is going to be, because honestly, this is like a movie. 32 laps of action-packed racing, and it's only 7 laps, and we've already seen so many drivers change. As you know what, we're going to follow lightly into this is Bone, who's absolutely having a blazer of a lap. He's overtaking everyone today. This is shocking to see. Bone, a driver to watch today, is absolutely having an amazing race. In P6, he's already made up 2 positions. P8 to P6, 2 positions in 7 laps. That is amazing. It's exactly what you want to see of your Bone. But we're going to be shutting in back now with Perry. Look at Perry and Laggy. Oh, Perry loses the car there a little bit though, but he keeps it in the track. He keeps it. He doesn't get a penalty, which is what we want to see for him. As they go into the chicane, Laggy is actually kind of running away with it. If Perry doesn't make up the time, which I don't know if he will, came a scout with a warning. And here we go. Okay, Perry will have once again get DRS open on this next lap. But it's just the gap is growing. The gap with Laggy is growing, and it's not what you want to see of your Perry. Because right now, Perry knows if he loses that DRS, there's really no help, because we know Laggy is a very competent driver. But when you have him in DRS range, you can work with him. But once he's gone, he will be gone. We know this from Laggy. And look at that, just shocking. Laggy is just still in front. Perry in P2, half a second off of him. Borrell in P3. He's losing that time. He's lost DRS to Perry. But it just shows the top 3 have already shuffled around. They're already dancing with each other. I hope there's no instance. I see Perry lock into the hairpin here. What an absolute shocker of a race so far. I know I'm excited for what's happening currently, because honest to God, this is just shocker. This is a shocker. As we're going to be checking into now the interval times of these races, we're going to be seeing Wilson is less than a second behind Bone. Bone is currently 5 seconds behind Rambo. Rambo 4 seconds behind Shane. And Shane 3 seconds behind Borrell. Borrell is 0.8 seconds behind Perry. As we see Borrell have a little bit of a lockup, but get through that chicane ever so lovely. Not getting out of the track limits, not bumping the car, not losing the car. He keeps it. And Perry, it does look like he does do an overtake. Is Laggy going to respond? He doesn't. Laggy gets that move taken from him. Perry overtakes him into that last set of corners. And if I'm not wrong, Perry will have DRS, but Laggy won't. Laggy won't have DRS. Borrell will have it, and Laggy might lose another position here. That is what we see here. That is absolutely insane. What a race so far. 9 laps of non-stop action. This is amazing to see. Wow. And look at that. Just look at that. Laggy is already trying to respond to Perry. We already know Perry needs to win this if he wants to even have a chance at winning this championship. Perry really is the one that has everything to lose today. Laggy knows even if he doesn't win, he can still win it. He can still win the championship. So right now, Perry is racing with all his might, all his grit, all his power, and it's showing. He's doing absolutely amazing lap times. He is making that distance. He's currently 300 seconds off of Perry. What a great time. I'm shocked from what we're seeing. This is insane. Because look at this. The top 3, less than a second between each other. We already know Borrell is roughly probably a second behind a Perry. But look at that. Even then, and Laggy gets the move done on the same corner. Oh, and Laggy has a spin, but he keeps it on the track and lets Perry overtake him. And Borrell capitalizes on that spin from Laggy, and Laggy loses it into P3. Borrell P2, Perry P1. We just see that's when the drivers get overly confident in their tire compound, and it just shows. Borrell overtakes Perry into corner 2. What an upset for Laggy and Perry. Borrell, an absolute masterclass of overtakes there. He's done it from P3, P1 in 1 lap. What is happening today? The top 3, you can't predict this. Buttigieg missing. This just shows Buttigieg missed an absolute insane race, and it did look like Laggy went a bit over the white dotted lines there. Hopefully that is just a warning. We don't want to see any penalties, sorry. But oh, and Borrell goes over Laggy with a 3-second time penalty. He goes through the barrier. These 3 are getting absolutely messy with each other. Perry P1, Laggy P2, Borrell P3. Perry hasn't got a penalty. Laggy has 3 seconds worth of penalties. Laggy might lose this championship just based on the mistakes he's making. This is not what you want to have happen. Borrell in P3 again. The drivers are back to where they started. This is insane. Perry will be having DRS of Laggy behind him. Laggy with another 3-second time penalty. Laggy has 6 seconds worth of penalties. At this point, he's P5. He's going to be losing so many points into this race, but Laggy responds, overtakes Perry into that main straight. Perry knows now 6 seconds worth of penalties in the mix. Bone goes in for his first pit on lap 11. Quite unorthodox to see from Bone, although maybe he has something we don't know. But Laggy and Perry, this is the two drivers to watch. Borrell, 2 seconds off now when it comes to Perry. What is happening? What is happening in this race? This is blasphemy from what I'm seeing. Wow. Perry and Laggy. These two drivers have non-stop been battling. As we see Perry there, his tyres are getting a little bit worn. Jumba with a 3-second time penalty. More than half the grid have time penalties. Well, it's what you can expect in this series sometimes. It's a lot of penalties. But wow, look at that. Perry and Laggy. I can't believe what's happening. Laggy with 6 seconds worth of time penalties. If Laggy has any hope of winning this race, he has to get 6 seconds ahead of Perry, which it's just not something you're going to see. Laggy and Perry are so close to each other. They're mimicking each other. Wilson with the 3-second time penalty. That is not what you want to see as well. And it looks like Perry has his DRS open half a second off of Laggy. Will he be doing it? I don't think he's going to have enough. He hasn't got enough ERS consumption. He's used too much. He won't have any battery for the overtake, but it doesn't matter. He tried it. Regardless of it, he tried it. It didn't work, but Perry is trying anything he can. He wants to win this race. Although, if you are Perry, realistically, what you'd want to do now is wait. Is just postpone this as much as you can. Wait! And Laggy went off of the track. Laggy just had a spin. Laggy's off the track in a P3, P4. Laggy has just had a spin. A massive incident there for Laggy. What has just happened? I'm sure we picked up on the cameras. We were watching it all. We just saw Laggy get pushed down in the P4. He's out of the top 3. He's gone. He's lost his chance currently. Where it stands now, he might not be able to win this anymore. What is happening with these top 3 drivers? Laggy was just having an absolute amazing lap, but evidently the pressure got to him, and pressure makes diamonds, but in some instances it breaks them, and it just happened here with Laggy. He was having an absolutely amazing race, but the pressure got too much. He spun the rear tires too much, and he spun it into the wall. Thankfully, no damage on the car. He might not have actually hit the wall. He might have just spun it into the grass. From what we saw, that's exactly what happened. What an absolute amazing race. I can't wait. Wow. Honestly, everyone in the chat, what I want you all to do now is just put in your... Honestly, just put in your input on this race. Say what is happening. Say who's winning this race. Because I know for sure some of these guys are going to... You never really know what's going to happen. Might I just say, amazing racing from everyone so far. I genuinely don't know how this is going to get any more intense. I think... in the commentary box, I'm going to have a heart attack with what's happening. Perry's currently very comfortably in P1. 3-second time penalty. And I just realized what's happened. Shane is P2, Rambo P3, Borrell's P4, and Laggy P5. There's been an incident that I've completely missed. What is happening with these guys? I can't believe it. Wow. This is mental. I genuinely am shocked. What is happening? I don't know. I'm lost for words for once in the commentary box. I'm completely lost for words. Wow. What's happened? What is happening with these drivers? Mind you this, these guys don't often make mistakes, but evidently when it comes down to the last few sets of laps, it does just show that anyone can make a mistake. As we see the leader coming into the pits, Shane as well coming into the pits. Wow. I am absolutely held onto my chair right now. I am super glued to it. I can't believe what's happened. This is shocking. This is completely shocking from what we've seen. It just shows. And a 3-second time penalty for Laggy. Laggy is having a shocker of a race. What has happened to him, we have no idea. But what I do know is that whatever's happening, it's not in his favor. It's not what you want to see if you're Laggy. Wow. I am in dismay. I am in disbelief. I am absolutely shocked from what I've seen. What is happening? I honestly, I wish Julian was here with me currently, because this, I don't even know how I'm going to be able to commentate all of this by myself. because it just shows no matter what is happening, there is a mental battle in the top 3. Laggy in P3, Perry in P2, and Rambo. Rambo is what we want to see in P1. What an absolute race we're having today. I'm excited. Everyone at home should definitely be excited for this. This is beautiful. Exactly what you want to see if you are these drivers. If you are Laggy, right now you are so upset. You must be thinking the world is against you. But don't think that if you are Laggy. Laggy fans watching this, keep it in mind. Mistakes can happen. Anything can happen in this race. And I know for certain, and this is a definite thing, anything can happen in this race. Nothing is certain and nothing is ever set in stone. What an absolute great race. And now what we're seeing is everyone going into the pits. Everyone's going into the pits. And Perry, as we're seeing, the race leader currently with a second on Laggy, has currently got his hard compound tire. He went from mediums to hard. Wow, this is amazing. I'm loving this race. This is action-packed dismay, complete mayhem. Now, as we have a moment where it's not relaxed, currently there's still quite a lot of heat going on amongst these drivers. We're going to be going down in the P3 with Borrell. Borrell might want to respond to Laggy already, and it does seem it, because he's already less than half a second behind Laggy. He's on brand new hards, and I'm pretty sure everyone is on the same gist. Everyone is on a hard compound tire is what you'd expect. But I just want to say, anyone in the chat, who is your driver of the day at this current moment in time? We're nearly at halfway through race capacity, and it is just action-packed. There's not been a boring moment in this race. And what we're going to see now is maybe a Borrell masterclass of an overtake of Laggy. Borrell with time penalty, Laggy with time penalty. Shane just got a 3-second time penalty. The only driver currently that hasn't got a penalty is Perry, the race leader, and Elite with another 3-second time penalty. Perry right now is absolutely dialed in. He is completely in control of his car. He is running through it like it's a part of him. He is not worried about the car losing it. He knows he's got full control, and we can hope to see this. Because if I'm being honest, I'd want to see a Perry win today just to bring so much more action into Monaco. The 3 leaders might be ever so closer after this race. Now, I just want to say, Laggy, great driving from Laggy. Yes, he's got a buttload of penalties, although he has dealt with it stupendously. He had a spin and he's back in P2. It's what you can expect from a driver like Laggy. Laggy is a driver that people look up to in these races. He absolutely puts it down on the track. As we've seen him go through the chicane, the 3 of them getting so much closer. Rambo, another 3-second time penalty. I don't know what's happening on this track, but evidently everyone is attracted to those white dotted lines and just wants to take him over. And K-Muscat with 3-second time penalty. But what I do want to say is amazing racing from K-Muscat. He has DNF'd these past 3 races, but he is currently in P8, making 2 positions up off of Elite and Jumba. Elite, though, it's not what you receive from an Elite fan. Elite is down in P9. Not a position we're normally used to him being. He's lost 3 positions at the start of the race. Borrell with a bit of a sloppy exit from turn 2 to turn 3. He gets a little bit out and he loses that time. He might not be able to get DRS if he's not careful. But we're seeing Bone overtake Wilson. Bone is having a spectacular race. You know what? That's what we're going to do. We're going to give some great justice to Bone down in P6. Bone and Wilson, these 2 of them battling just as much as everyone. Look at this. Bone sees a little bit of a weakness from Wilson. Maybe he responded to the hairpin. He doesn't. He's just a bit further back than he wants to be. But Bone is right there. Bone is going to be getting into P5 if he can get this done, which is going to be fantastic points for him. Where is Bone? We're going to be looking at the driver's standing. Bone is currently 14th in the championship with 8 points. This, I think, would be his highest finishing time. What a he's having an amazing race. Evidently, Imola is his track. He rather likes being in Imola. And honestly, it shows some of these drivers do have preferred tracks. We've seen it from some drivers preferring street circuits to full-on circuits. We've had mostly street circuits this time in this league, although we've had a handful of good laps on the track. And Imola has been one of them tracks. Imola is an absolutely beautiful track, as we can see here in sunny Italy. Look at this. Rambo with another 3-second time penalty, but I don't want to interrupt. But here we are with Laghi. Laghi on board with him as he's right behind Perry, and Borrell in P3 right behind Laghi. These three really have not let each other breathe, not even for a second, under constant damage from each other. They are in DRS range of each other. Perry is the only one currently without a penalty. So Perry, at this moment in time, is the winner. But obviously, it's the 18th lap. We're over halfway in this race. Borrell gets a little bit squiggly onto that corner there, and Laghi or Perry had a lockup. But we're going to be following Laghi on board. You can see Laghi looking down the inside of Perry and just sizing out his gap. He wasn't able to get the move done, but he definitely had a look at it. So we do know that Laghi is eager to get this move done as quick as possible, because he knows if Laghi does it, Laghi does know if he wins this, he has to get more than 6 seconds, and he might even need 9, but 6 seconds. But he's already closer. He's gonna have DRS. Perry is a sitting dog, and Perry gets overtaken by Laghi, and Laghi gets that P1 position back, and he gets pushed into Borrell. Borrell is now in sniffing distance when it comes to Perry. Perry is just absolutely under attack by these two drivers. Although Perry can rest quite easily knowing that both of them have penalties, but he goes off the track. Perry just went into the gravel trap there. He's getting his tyres dirty. Not something you want to see, especially after you pitted only maybe 3 or 4 laps ago. It's not what you're going to see of your Perry. Now, mind you this, Perry still hasn't got a penalty. And honestly, everyone at home, if you're a Perry fan, knock on wood that this stays this way. But from what I'm seeing is, Perry is getting quite dangerous, and he's getting frugal when it comes to his track limitations. And we have just seen him go over the white lines again. I hope to God, and I hope to anyone watching, that we do not see any more penalties, because we've already got everyone in the grid has one except for Perry. Wilson with another one, as we're speaking of penalties. Wow. I am absolutely having an amazing race, and I know for sure my commentator Julian right now watching this from his office at work is most likely upset he's not here watching this race live with me. And Laghi sets the fastest lap, but Perry is responding. These two drivers both down into the inside line of turn 2. Laghi loses that position again. Perry overtakes him. These two have non-stop overtaken each other. Perry is now under attack from Laghi again, but Laghi won't be able to get that move done. But we're going to be seeing Perry is still maintaining that first place position as they're going down to the hairpin. Laghi doesn't want to make that move. He's not close enough, but he's going to have DRS if he keeps his distance. What is happening in this race? Borrell sadly is losing that distance though. Although we have seen Borrell be at this position before, and he always manages to claw it back. So don't keep Borrell out of your driver of the day votes, because it's exactly what you want. He wants this from you. He wants you to not expect what's going to happen, and he does the unexpected. But what we are going to expect is Perry and Laghi. They're going to be battling it out again. Look how close these drivers are. They are nearly within each other. These two cars couldn't be any closer, to the point where they might even be touching ever so slightly. What is happening in this race? I am excited. I'm ecstatic. As they go into the last corner, onto the pit straight, Perry and Laghi neck and neck. Borrell won't be having DRS, but Laghi and Perry will. Laghi overtakes Perry already. He has DRS. Perry's responding already. He's activating his ERS. Are we going to be seeing an overtake from Perry? We don't, but we see Laghi overtake him again into that same exact corner where the overtakes have been done. These two, it's like you're watching an action replay. They've been doing the same thing, and Perry tries it. He gets down the inside of Laghi, and he overtakes Laghi into that corner, into turn 6, going into the hairpin. Is Perry going to respond with Laghi? Laghi doesn't respond with that. Perry stays ahead. P1, P2. These drivers are just neck and neck with each other. They're slow dancing with each other, changing footsteps, moving in front of each other one by one. This is shocking to see. This race is absolutely spectacular. And another 3-second time penalty from K Muscat. K Muscat though in P7. What an absolute race he's having. A great race he's having, honestly, compared to it. And then we see Perry with a lock-up into the chicane, as we've seen him have a lock. And Laghi with another 3-second time penalty. That might be 9 seconds or more on Laghi. From what we're seeing, unless Perry doesn't finish, Perry's running away with it. Perry might be able to win this race just on penalties alone. But he's also having stupendous driving. As they go down into the pit straight, we're going to be seeing something from Perry here. And Laggy, look at these two. He overtakes him into the first corner. And what we're going to be seeing now is Perry going to respond. Perry's not close enough, but Laggy overtakes him. Although with those penalties, and that's it. Perry has 3 seconds worth of time penalties now as well. The entire grid all have 3-second time penalties. Laggy has a considerable amount more than Perry. But if Perry's not careful, he'll start collecting them as well. You have to remember, these time penalties are like debt. If you do not pay them off, they will come for you, and it will be a horrible outcome for you. You do not want to see that. But look at that. Perry, he's already losing a lot of time to Laggy. But Laggy knows now he has 3 seconds more of a gap that he less has to worry about. Although with 9 seconds maybe or more on his plate, it might not be a feasible time for Laggy to get up of Perry, because as we see, these guys are neck and neck no matter what is happening. The top 3, mind this, Borrell with another 3-second time penalty. Sadly, I'm assuming he might have jumped into the chicane, although he is getting back into the fighting position. From what we're seeing, Borrell might be P2 if Laggy keeps with these penalties. But look at this. Now we can see Laggy. This is really where it comes down for him, because now he's going to have an immense amount of pressure behind him with Perry. Because now Perry knows he has time penalties. Perry is a driver that we've seen act absolutely spectacular when it comes to pressure, and especially when it comes to having time penalties. We know he manages it. This is absolutely shocking. I can't see a way out of this race where it's not going to be an intense race. Mind this, it's lap 23. We have 9 laps left of racing. Mind this, I want to grab your attention back to the first 9 laps of this race, where we saw I'm pretty sure, more than 9 overtakes alone from these two at the front. These two drivers haven't gone a lap without overtaking each other. Although, we might be seeing it this lap. We're going to be seeing Laggy. He's but yeah, you know what? I'm going to stop speaking because Perry is already reeling him in. Perry is reeling in Laggy, and Laggy goes over the white lines again, and Perry sees that, and they make contact. Perry loses the front end plate of his wing. That's it. There's already been damage between these two drivers. We can only hope there's no puncture for Perry. But Perry and Laggy make connection. Perry loses his front wing plate, and Laggy might have a puncture. Hopefully he doesn't. But that is not what you want to see via Perry. Perry now has less downforce on his car, meaning his cornering is going to be severely impacted by that impact. And another 3-second time penalty warning for Elite. And as we saw there, Perry went over the white lines again. He's making mistakes. The pressure's getting to him now. He knows he needs to get this move done. As we see, Perry is looking down it, but he doesn't want to make that move yet. Will he be making that move into that corner 6 that he already has done onto Laggy? Laggy and Perry, these two drivers, I'm sorry to any of the drivers we haven't been watching, but you can't blame us for the amount of action that is happening in the top 2. Everyone currently below the top 2 are in their situated spots. Everyone is far enough a distance away from each other. But Perry and Laggy, these two drivers, they have been non-stop with each other. And as it seems again, Perry with another 3-second time penalty warning. That's it. Perry has 6 seconds worth of time penalties now. Laggy only needs to get 3 seconds ahead of Perry. This is completely doable now. Perry, if you're listening to this, you need to stop making these mistakes. Perry fans at home, I can imagine you're clutching on to something. You are terrified of the outcome of this race, because currently now it's really unpredictable. Before, it was predicted that Laggy was losing it, but Perry is making the same mistakes Laggy was making because he knows it's coming down to the last few laps. But now, Laggy is getting way more comfortable. He's getting more situated into his spot. And we're seeing a back marker of Jumba. An absolute sad race for Jumba. A prominent driver. He's just not had a good weekend. It's what you can expect sometimes. It's not always predicted that you're going to have a good race. We look back at Miami with Vutaji. It happened exactly like that. A top 3 contender was down in 9th. It just shows, no matter who you are, you can have a bad race. You can have an upsetting race. You can have an absolute terror of a race. Or, if you are Laggy or Perry, you can have an absolute amazing race. I can't believe what's happening in front of my eyes. In the commentators box, this is just, things are getting intense. I can feel my body ready for these last few laps to just say, oh, and as we see there, Laggy loses the rear end, and Perry sees that. Perry's going to be going down the inside, but he doesn't. He's not close enough, but he's getting closer. We might be seeing an overtake from Laggy and Perry. Perry to Laggy. Jumba with another 3-second time penalty warning for multiple warnings. Once again, overtakes or just over the dotted lines, as per usual. And Perry sees that mistake from Laggy again. Laggy's making a lot of mistakes. I'm assuming his tyres must be done for already. As we go into the last set of corners, look at this down to the pit straight. Perry and Laggy. Perry just behind Laggy. He will be having DRS. And we're going to be seeing a Perry overtake. Perry sees it. He knows it. He gets it. He claims it. And we're going to be seeing it. Perry overtakes Laggy into corner 2. Perry takes it from Laggy. Perry knows now he needs to maintain this distance, not get any more penalties, and the win is his. But can he do that with a bull like Laggy behind? We know Laggy likes to attack when it comes down to these last penultimate races, or laps, might I say. But Perry is absolutely trying his greatest to run away. Sadly, what we're seeing is Borrell is 3 seconds away. He's no longer in the top 2 battle. Although P3, a great race from Borrell. I just want to say, mind this, Rambo with another 3-second time warning. What is happening with these drivers? And Laggy, that's it. Laggy's got another 3-second time penalty warning. That is and equates to 12 seconds. 12 seconds worth of penalties. That's what Laggy has. Now, Laggy, if he wants to even try, and when he still needs to wait another 3 seconds ahead of Perry, still quite feasible for Laggy. Although, is it? Because with 26 laps on the clock, there's not much room anymore. There's not much wiggle room for these distances. And Shane with a 3-second time warning. Now that's it. Laggy is out of DRS range of Perry. Perry has made the distance. He's lost DRS to Laggy. But Laggy is reacting to that once again. As we follow into Perry on lap 27 of this 32-lap race. It really comes down to the last few laps. It shows if Perry picks up more penalties, for that stutter there. Although, if he does get more penalties, it's anyone's race still. Perry, I just want to drag your attention to the driver's standing once again. Voltegi currently is not in this race, although top of this driver's standings are 114 points. Laggy, P2 in the championship with 107, and Perry, P3 with 94. Now, what I would like to drag your attention to, yes, Laggy is still ahead of Perry, although with the time penalty warning, he might have more than 12 seconds. That might push him down into P4. We know it'll definitely push him down into P3, which is a lot less points that he wants to lose. But all I'm saying is, we are going to be seeing DRS this lap. We are going to be seeing it. As we see them go into the pit straight, there is less than a second that divides the top 2. Laggy has DRS open, but I think Perry is just that distance away that he won't be able to respond. And it's, from what I'm saying, I'm correct. But he will be close enough to make a response into corner 6 or 7, or maybe even the hairpin of corner 8. We just know these drivers, for whatever reason, are just glued to each other. We haven't seen this type of racing in a while from the top 3, because it's just, they either get so far away from each other, or they never really have a battle like this. But these two have non-stop been swapping positions, and Laggy is about to attack as it seems that they come over the crest of this hill once again. We're going to be seeing Perry in P1, Laggy P2. Laggy knows he can make this move down into that chicane that's coming up of corner 14 and 13. Now, what are we going to see here? Look at that. Laggy is right up the rear end of Perry. Perry has nothing to do, but Laggy knows he couldn't make that move or else it would have been collision. Great driving and great sportsmanship from Laggy there. Borrell just went off the track. We just saw it there, but he's fine. He keeps it in the lines again, hopefully. But what we're going to be seeing here is Laggy and Perry into the pit straight. It's pit straight. Look how close these drivers are with each other. This is sensational driving. Oh, and there seems to be an incident. There's been an incident. A driver has spun, but let me just drag my attention back. Laggy overtakes Perry. These drivers, like I've said timeless amount of times, they just keep switching positions. There is no predictability when it comes to this race. These drivers have not stopped dancing with each other. I don't know what's happening. They might have taken dancing classes, they've gone tangos, whatever it is. These two don't stop dancing. They keep switching positions. I don't know what it is. These two have never raced like this before. We've seen spectacular racing, but constant switchbacks is just not something we're used to. And it's just, it just shows when a track like Imola, where overtakes are possible, it's electrifying racing. Not much, we haven't seen much from the midfield today, obviously because there's been just some constant battling up ahead. I'm lost for words. Although, I just want to once again say, who is your driver of the day? People in the Twitch chat, say your driver of the day, and well, maybe you're right, but I know, personally, my driver of the day, all things said, it's going to be K Muscat in P6 with 4 positions gained. He's had an absolutely amazing race, considering his Miami race ended with him going into a wall. He DNF'd. Now he's P6. From what we're seeing, 2 laps left in this race. Perry is there. He responds to Laggy, and Perry gets the move done into corner 2. These two just don't want to stop fighting with each other. Perry and Laggy inches away. This could lead to a crash. We don't want to see that happen. Although, if it does, that's going to leave some very big mistakes up in the air. And what was that? That looks like that was Borrell. Or maybe someone else that went off the track and into the gravel trap. What is happening with these drivers? I know everyone at home must definitely be shocked at what's happening, because we've not seen anything like this in this entire season. What a race to watch, Laggy and Perry. Honestly, round of applause to these guys, everyone at home, for giving us sensational racing today. Because honestly, they're doing this for your entertainment. Remember this, as they go through the chicane, Laggy off the exhaust pipe of Perry. Perry knows this. Laggy will have DRS once again into this pit straight. We know Laggy and Perry we might even be seeing another overtake. Which honestly, I'm expecting at this point. I'm expecting a Laggy overtake on Perry, because Laggy has that amount of distance, and we're going to be jumping into the cockpit view with Perry as we're going to see him. We're going to be seeing Laggy come out the left side as we do. Laggy overtakes Perry into that second corner. It just shows these drivers, they don't stop. They're relentless with each other. There is not a break that they're having. They just keep attacking and attacking and attacking. Defending, but it doesn't matter. They're so strong with each other. They know each other very well now. They know how each other drives. Perry just got off the wide line there. That might be another warning. He might get a time penalty. We don't want to see that, because then it just means it just gets even more intense for these two in front. And as in my absence, Perry with a 3-second time penalty. That is 9 seconds worth of penalties for Perry. Laggy and Perry. Laggy needs to make 3 seconds up in 1 lap. I don't think we're going to see that, but Perry gets a bit dirty there as we see him go through that chicane, bump this big square. Borrell with another 3-second time penalty. What is? I don't know what's in the water today. Something must have happened when we had a drivers' meeting, or something happened in general where these drivers have all agreed, let's get time penalties. Let's have a fun weekend away. But wow, I just want to emphasize again, Vutaji, if you are watching this, these two drivers, you've missed an insane day for racing, although these two are allowed to battle. And Perry goes down, overtakes Laggy on the last lap. We're seeing a Perry overtake. Laggy is just 3 seconds behind, is 0.3 seconds behind Perry. Perry knows he can win this race now. He knows it's in grasping distance. He knows he's back in contention for the World Championship. He knows this means it goes down to Monaco maybe. But Perry is running away with it. Spectacular driving from Perry. Laggy, another driver with amazing racing. Borrell with more amazing racing. But we might even see Laggy maintain P2, because we do know Borrell has quite a lot of penalties as well. Genuinely, I'm getting worked up in the commentators box because of what is happening. Perry's another lockup into that corner. He's going to be going down into the chicane again, where we've seen countless mistakes made by these drivers. Hopefully nothing gets done. A lockup from Perry. Laggy behind Perry. This is where it comes down to everything. Laggy is going to have DRS. Will he be getting it open before the pit straight, before the overtake? He does! Look at that! Laggy gets overtake. He tries the overtake. They make contact. Perry maintains last corner. And as we see here, we're going to be following with Perry on cockpit view. And as he crosses the finish line, Perry wins the Imola Grand Prix, securing P1, Borrell P2, Laggy P3. That was a sensational race. Wow, what a race from these drivers. That means Perry is back in the battle. Perry is back and ready to fight. Perry brings it down. It all comes down to Monaco. It all comes down. The championship win comes down to Monaco. Wow. Everyone that's watched, what a spectacular race from these drivers today. Wow, and pardon me, that means Perry currently has 119 points. From 94 to 119. Wow, that means Vudigi, for once, is no longer P1 in the World Championship standings. Vudigi has been pushed down to P3. The driver standing stand, it looks like Laggy P2, Perry P1. I might be wrong with my maths there, but what a day of racing. Wow. Thank you all for watching today. As we see, driver of the day, Laggy. You can't say that's not true. He had an absolutely amazing race. But thank you all for watching once again with our week 7 at Imola. Now, this was the penultimate race. Might I add, that means next week is the final race of this league. We'll be taking it down to Monte Carlo in Monaco, the street circuit, the infamous, the crown jewel of Formula 1, where it comes down for the championship win. Vudigi, Laggy, Perry, these three are the ones to win. Will Perry have an absolute blinder and win it? We don't know. But amazing racing from everyone. Everyone at home, give a round of applause to all these drivers. No safety cars. Once again, kept it clean. Yeah, there was penalties, but that doesn't matter. I'm ready. I know all of you are ready. I long to see you all at Monaco. It's been a great day of racing. Good day, good night, and goodbye to everyone. We'll see you at Monte Carlo.